Right, this is going to be a short video about the Salomon Sense Pro 6. I've just got this thing. I've just come back from a trail marathon race just to put it through its paces, and I am well impressed. Let's have a look. So this here is what it comes with. I've got the special colors. The Salomon flask is slightly new if you're coming from the Adv Skin. The fabric is again very soft. It almost feels like you're not wearing anything, and it is much lighter than the Adv Skin version. So coming from the top, here we have the attachments for the quiver system that comes separately in case you want to stow your poles that way, and they have it on the other side too in case you're left or right-handed. Strap pockets, very convenient, and then on the other side is a zippered pocket, maybe for your car keys, and emergency whistle, very handy to meet the kit list check. Coming down here on both sides, the same. Got the zippered pocket, very large. I can fit my big phone in here, no problem. It does share, well, it takes up like same space as the top pocket. So if you stuff too much in your zippered pocket, then you can't stuff too much on the top. But it is a separate compartment. It's just that this material can only stretch so much, but the zippers are there just in case things keep falling out, and more security. Now and again you see these little loops followed by, can you see that? Yeah, that's like a square loop, and then maybe a rope loop. That's what I'll call them. This is where you attach these ones. I've got a separate video on how to attach them, but basically they are your pole holders. I don't use them. Coming around to the back, that's where it's a bit different from the Adv Skin 5. So again, there's nice styling there, and it's like a mesh-like material that goes all the way to the other side. If you have Z-poles, they can actually fit in there as well, but most people would just use them for easy access to waterproof jacket. And then on the top, just one pocket. This is not bladder compatible, so just be aware. And unlike the Adv Skin or Advanced Skin, there's no membrane there, it's all mesh, so it's very breathable, very light. And for the next test, we're going to see how many things we can stuff in there. And this is the kit that's required for most mountain races. Let's begin. One, two, three. During the race, it worked fine. I've used lots of Salomon S before. This is great because it's one of the lightest, so that's why I'm really happy with it. The only thing I struggled with a bit, so maybe it's just a getting used to type thing, is that when inserting these bottles, normally with my older wares, just undoing these straps and then pushing them in would be quite easy. But if there was anything in your pockets at all, so I've got my hat and gloves in this pocket at the moment, and because it takes the same space, it just struggles a bit. It happens with the other wares to a degree, but when you're running and you're trying to pull things out of the pocket and force this in, then it becomes a bit annoying. And there was a point during the race where I think I basically had to remove things out just to get it in, and then by putting it back in, I must not have put it in properly because I was quite exhausted at the time, and my hat flew off, and yeah, wasted seconds. So on here we've got 3 different flasks. The one in the middle is the newer one. I think it comes with the Ultra 10 as well. I'm not too sure. This is the standard one with the tapered end. I used this during the race earlier today, just because I didn't want to break in my new one straight away, so it fit fine. This is a cheaper alternative, made by Silva. It's compatible. It's got a slightly wider top. The tip's much harder, so if you don't like the Salomon tips because they are too easy to squeeze and then fluid leaks out, you can get this one. It's a bit harder to bite on, so that's the only thing to note. And then these are the new ones. As you can see, it's much more tapered at the end. One thing to note is that if you don't turn this tighter, then it leaks. And I'm too used to the old one where you turn it and it's normally tight enough, but this one I to use it properly. This one I find that I need to turn it really tight. You can see it's a bit flat. Suppose that part rests on the chest. When it rests on the chest, the tips have to actually outlets. There's this points outwards. But all you need to do is like bring it to your mouth, so it doesn't matter. I'm not sure whether this flat tip makes it more comfortable to wear. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. 140 grams. Right, I've hand washed my wares and I've given it a good ring on flapping about. It's no longer dripping. So this is going to measure the weight when it's wet. Let's say if you're running in the rain. Some fabrics tend to hold on to a lot more water, making it quite heavy. So this is not bad. 280. So it just doubles its weight. 288 grams. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to show how to put the loops for the poles. All you need to do is find a pair of, again, I'll just call this like a square tab, and then there's a rope tab, and basically all you need to do is, you've got this at one end, you know, you're meant to pull on this, so you take the other end and just thread it through the square tab, and then in order to anchor it, just put it through the loop that came out, and there you go. So now it's attached to the square tab, and then on here you see a hook. There you go, it just hooks in there. And now your poles will go in here, and you can always use this to make that loop smaller and thereby lock in your poles. There are 3 different areas you can attach this. Depending on how you set it up, you can attach the poles in different areas. I'll just, use this back pocket or use a belt to hold my poles, so I don't use this. The other thing I do is I don't like loose ends, so you can see how I've adjusted the tabs, and then I know what length I need, so the extra bit I need. That's it. Don't machine wash this. What happens is the tape seams here. These things can come off if you're not careful.